do. I deserve to be free. Now I know how to be. You will never harm.
Hey. Come here, baby. It's nothing bad. I just need to talk to you for a minute. Yeah. I want to tell you something. I just want to let you know how good I feel about you. Okay. Here I go. Our chemistry is so amazing. We're dealing with so much romancing. There is nothing about us random. Always good things that we just can't forget. And we don't need to be prudent, 'cause we know what we wanted and we got it. Our fire's so hot you can't extinguish. We'll survive, yeah, we'll flourish. Taking over my body, test drive, take me past the speed. Let's ride, and it is so true. All the things I feel for you, that's why I'm willing to do it all. Only with you, that's why I go so far. You touch, you touch, you touch, you touch. Got me going crazy, loving you so much. You love, you love, you love, you love. Don't look no further, no problems left to solve. You touch, you touch, you touch, you touch. Got me going crazy, loving you.
How you heard been so busy living your life, you forgot about mine. I never asked to be here. How did we end up here? Then it's wrong to my heart tombstone. I'm contemplating life. Now you got the mind playing tricks on me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of From Her Point of View talk show with your girl, Lily the Goddess, and my lovely co-host.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Gizelle, and I'm so excited to be back yet again. And if you guys would love to be a guest, please email herpointofview@aol.com.
If you're interested in checking out any of my content and the things that I do, go ahead and Google Lily the Goddess, and I'll come up on all social media platforms. Now, please be sure to subscribe to my Facebook and also my follow me on Facebook and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Flawless Dreams LLC. Please, I very much appreciate your support. Thank you.
And I'd love for you guys to follow me everywhere as well on social media at Jizzy Worldwide. That's Gizzy Worldwide.
Tonight we have a lovely, beautiful guest. My name is Cindy Fullilove. She's a master's teacher teaching bachelor's in English, minor in Black World Studies, 2005 Teacher of the Year, mother of a 26, 22, and 18-year-old, runway model, AUTM, 2023 Educator of the Year, a 2025 Woman of Purpose Honoree, 2024 Fresh Faces Project Lifetime Achievement Award. Give this woman some respect. Give her her flowers. Bring her here. What's up, Queen? How you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for
Welcome to the
having
show.
me. It is an honor to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
It's so
Welcome.
great to have you as well. Can
Thank
you
you
tell
so
us,
much.
we know we gave you an introduction, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do or are currently working on, and where everyone can follow you?
Oh, okay. Yes, ma'am. I am I'm a school teacher. I teach high school English at Chatham Academy High School, and I'm the lead instructor there. So I'm a teacher, but I'm also an administrator there. I've been teaching there for 8 years, and I've been a teacher for 25 years. I came to teaching through a program called Teachers for Chicago. It was an alternative certification program for people who already had their bachelor's degrees and wanted to get a master's degree. So I got that, but we had to agree to teach in at-risk urban schools. So that was how I got into teaching, and I loved it ever since. I
Wow, that's so
in other
great.
words, thanks. I teach the kids who I guess other people don't want to teach.
Mm, wow.
Wow. That's powerful. I like that. I hope you take a time to write a book, you know.
Good idea. I never
Wow.
thought about it.
Well,
I know it's crazy.
I have my degree in early childhood education, so I'm gonna like
Oh,
finish it so I can possibly utilize it if time, permits. Because I do a lot of things too. But yeah, I love teaching and education. I think it's very important, and especially in the at-risk areas. I
oh,
see that
most
you've won
definitely.
some awards for Teacher of the Year before, and so how is teaching the experience going for you currently?
Uh, it's going pretty well. I have a really good rapport with my students and with the staff that I work with. We're really more like a family at Chatham Academy High School. The students are really good kids, and it's not really what people make it out to be. Alternative school is not for the kids who are like the worst of the worst. They just are getting their education in an alternative way, and they are headed for success just like everybody else. So that is like the main thing that I want to, um, you know, reinforce.
Right, right.
I love that. I love that. What's it like in your from your point of view, how do you see today's dating scene?
From my point of view, I see today's dating scene. I'm very optimistic. I haven't always had the best experiences, but I'm still very optimistic. I know that there are a lot of good men out there. And one thing that I'm disappointed in is that once I meet some of them, they have gone through some trauma with other women. And then by the time I meet up with them, I guess they just seem jaded, against all women. And I just feel like this very tragic.
Yeah, it is. And before we go
I
any
think
further,
that's
what's your
both
zodiac
ways.
sign?
This is true. That's definitely true. Yeah. So we just have to be mindful and be sensitive to each other's past.
Right,
I don't think it's a fait accompli, but I think that we all need some work and some healing.
right.
Yeah.
And so, before we go any further, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Gemini.
You hear that? Shout out to all the
Yeah.
Gemini in the comment section over there. I know y'all saying, "Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing, Queen?"
Hey, welcome.
How you doing, little ninja? Thank you for joining the show, and also shout out to our brand ambassadors, Mimie Acosta and the lovely Lizzie Smith.
Shut out.
What you got,
Um,
Gizelle?
I would like to say, so with just a little bit towards, you said like people are seeming a little jaded by the time they get to you, and like said, it's like vice versa. So, what makes you optimistic if that has been your experience lately or off about the dating world?
Well, I I know that there are. I don't know every man in the world, but I do know my sons, my cousins, my brothers. They're very good people. I see a lot of good men on social media that I mean, they look good. They seem like they have good values. And also my coworkers, I work with some really good men who are good, just really good human beings. And I feel like they're out there. I just haven't been able to date one lately, but I'm
Right,
still very optimistic because other people have their, brothers, cousins, sons and everything, and I'm sure there's a lot of good people out there. I just think that just we just haven't crossed paths yet. That's what I'm
right.
thinking.
Well, I think that's the right mindset to have because why be pessimistic? Why be anything but optimistic? Have you ever
Right.
been married before?
Oh yes, I have been married before. I was married for 29 years, and
Wow.
yeah, and together for and also together for 31 years. So it didn't work out. Actually, it ended at about the 25th year mark. So he left at year 25, and then we were together for 27 years. So and
So
that
that goes with Ninja's question. She said, "What's the longest relationship you've been in, ladies?" That's what she said. Wow.
that's the longest relationship I've ever been in. So by the time the divorce was finalized, it was 29 years, married, 31 years altogether. But at the time that he left me, it was 25 years married and 27 years altogether.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the longest relationship.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Do you
And
mind telling us a little breadcrumb of why that ended without, going too much into it? But
yeah,
what
sure,
happened?
no problem. In the very beginning, I met him when I was in college, and I think that I was having a hard time. Let's see, I met him when I was 19. I was in college, and I was kind of going through some issues and problems at home with my parents, and we, kind of got together in that time. So it was kind of like I was in need at the time, I think,
Right.
and then we grew together. We graduated from college together, and raised a family, raised three children together. And then I guess just over time, I think we weren't nurturing the relationship as much as we could have. So it's not enough to just plant the garden. You have to keep nurturing it. You have to keep watering it, giving it sunshine and nutrients, making that time to go on dates, making that time to be emotionally intimate and sexually intimate and physically intimate, and just having that quality time. It's easy to get caught up with everyday life, you know um chores and work and family, and not having enough time for each other. And then two, the other thing too is communication. So I was not a very good communicator. And I know this sounds kind of funny being an English teacher, that's what I do for a living. And it's ironic that I wasn't a very good communicator, but I just feel like it wasn't really a safe space for me. And so rather than, get gaslighted and made to feel like I'm the crazy one, it just became easier just to keep quiet and, not rock the boat and not like speak up a lot. But
Right.
eventually that kind of thing crumbles. And
Right.
so I would say those were the real main issues.
Mm. I see.
When I see a lot online, there's a lot of podcasts, and online there's a lot of men pitted against women these days. Like you see the talks that are going on, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But one thing that I see is a question that's often asked, like who comes first, the spouse or the partner, the children, or the parents, like the mother or something like that. Like, what would you say would be, with everything that you said, would be your order?
Number one is my husband, without a doubt. He's the number one. He's getting fed first, or at least if he's not there, he's getting his plate made and put over to the side. Because when he comes in, it's got to be there for him. It's not going to be like everybody ate it all, and then he comes home and there's nothing left for him. So he's getting the big piece of chicken. He's number one. That's it. And number two is going to be the children, and number three is going to be my parents. And I love all of them
Equally.
equally, but my priority is the husband first.
What would
Right?
you say, Lily, will be your order with that? The partner, husband, partner, or children, or mother, parents?
Well, you know what? If I had a husband, I'd probably
or your partner, boyfriend.
Well, if I had, then I would probably. I gotta say, I've been putting my daughter first, And because I'm the type of person I am, I'm cut from, like, I'm just different, where it's like, men come and go, but my baby will always be there. And I just, my daughter, I have one daughter, and I know, and I've gone on dates, and but they come and go, and my baby is always there. So I think I know what you mean, though. I would
Right.
love to cater to someone like that, put them first, but I'd have to say it has to be deserved. It has to be earned, because I'm not gonna just, my baby is always gonna come first, because
Right.
she's my life, my heart, my world. So
Mhm.
whatever, whoever the lucky fellow is, he gonna have to earn it, because I'll treat him like a king. But that king better know that my sweetheart, that's my sweetheart. Like, if she was gonna come over here and say that he did something to her, I'm immediately gonna investigate, and I'm gonna tell him, listen, if I find out that you touched my child, your nuts are going off. Like, you can just, I'm giving you a new religion. So, I get, like, growing up, I always was around, the guy wanting to be, treated like a king, and then he does get treated that way, but then he don't even appreciate it. And I've seen that a lot. And I'm like, how do you not appreciate it? You got a beautiful woman. She's
Right.
treating you like a king, like she really is there. I've seen it. And then they act like, oh, because they have it already, like they don't need to try. They don't need to give her, they don't need to work for it. It's like, oh, I already have her. She's willing to bend over backwards for me. Like, dude, she will leave if you keep that up. She'll leave.
Right.
Oh, she ain't going nowhere. She'll never find nothing better than me. And I'm like, yeah, but then the children see that. And so children always have to see that mommy is strong, and she won't take none of that crap from the man that she would love to worship. She's like, I would love to worship you, king. But if you treat me lesser in front of my babies,
Right.
oh no, that's it. We're gonna have to rectify it, because I can't let the children see mommy weak and
Right.
mommy, feeble and unable to do for herself,
Mm.
because dick will come and go.
I would say for me, I really don't like that question, like having to like designate an order. But I will say the husband, spouse, or whatever partner would kind of like, it shifts with the children, because there are times where, you gotta wait and then let's do children for, But like when it comes to like eating and plates like that, you gotta get a man his plate first. He gotta have a hot plate. Because the children, it needs to cool down anyway. You might get them a little something in their mouth, and then
Especially if he's there on time. If he's there on time, because some guys will be working them late night shifts, and the babies are already at the table. So who's gonna get fed?
That's already, of course, yeah. But if he's there, definitely he gets the plate first.
It's all subjective if you think about it. It's all subjective, because it just depends on the occasion, the order.
Yeah, that's why I said it will waver between the children and the guy. Maybe more so the guy, but definitely there are moments where the children come first. I also saw this other question that I saw that people keep responding in a way that has me like, oh, I don't agree with the way they're responding. But if say the people were drowning, I'm not gonna speak this over in you guys, so I'm just gonna say people. And it's the husband or the man, the woman, and their child. Who you saving? Like, are you going to save the man, or are you going to save your partner, or are you going to save your child? And a lot of people have been saying they'll save their partner because we can make another child. I commented on one of them. I said, I don't want no man that's going to save me over my child. Save my child. But it's a lot of people that say we can make another child, but I'll save the partner, as if children are just replaceable like that. These are individuals. Of course, your partner isn't replaceable. So we're equally not replaceable, your partner and the child. Why are you saying we can make another child, as if it's going to be that child? Like
I think romantically, we don't want our child. We don't want our partner to be replaceable. Romantically, we don't want that. I'm a hopeless romantic myself. And I think everybody on this platform is a hopeless romantic, if I could just say that. But they come and go, and the children will
You
always
save the children. Your duty is to your children. You brought them
Yeah.
into this world, you know. You're supposed to nurture, protect them, not let them drown because I can make another one. So when I see that, so what's your stance on it? Like, what would you do?
Me?
Yeah, like the what do you feel about that? The partner or the child?
Definitely
You
the
can only save
child.
one. Yeah.
If I could only say one, definitely the child. And and the point of view that I'm coming from is from definitely from a mom's point of view, but also from a married woman's point of view. So like the first question where you when you were what you were asking, I was coming from, okay, this is the father of the child, right? He's the head of the household. He's providing, he's paying the bills, he's taking care of all of us. His best interest is for the child and for all of us, and he's breaking his back every day, Monday through Friday, or maybe even Monday through Saturday or Monday through Sunday. That I mean, that he the guy like that, and he's treating me well, and he's treating the children well, and he's loving on us. He deserves to get his plate first. He deserves to get served first. But I think that any parent, whether male or female, we're both gonna put the children first. I would if it were the same, if it were reversed, and he can only save either me or our child first. I would want him to save our child first. And if it was the father of the child, the husband, I'm sure he was gonna say the same thing. He would want me to save the child first. Like both of our interests would be to save the child first.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's pray and that we are not ever in those situations.
Yes, that's and the thing is, I was in that situation. I had chosen my daughter. I almost died.
Oh, right.
I was on my I was violated and left for dead in the snow.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was 17. I kept my baby. I chose her life. I said her life is not more is not less important than mine. I chose to see what she looked like. I was 2 months premature with her. She was 2 months premature, and I was on my deathbed. I had the priest come and read me my final rites. I had several doctors on my case. I told them, my parents chose me, but I chose my daughter. And I said, if you don't save me, and I find that my kid ain't alive, because I won't want to live without her. And I know that that's not something I want to encourage anybody to say, but that's a parent putting their baby first. And so he told me, he says, you're only 17 years old and you talking like that, you're already a good mom. He says, because a lot of people would have chosen themselves over a child. And, because you can have more kids. I was like, I want this one. This one has to live. So she lived, and she was perfect. There was nothing wrong with her. She didn't need a special breathing tube or nothing. She was
Amen.
strong. The only one that was dying was me,
Praise God.
And then I survived, but I can't.
Praise God.
I have some funny moments. I backslapped my doctor by mistake because he put the breathing mask on me and I couldn't breathe. But anyways, and I had a boyfriend who knew what happened. He made promises to me. Now I was 17, he was 21. He just turned 21 that year. So, and he made promises to me because we met, I was 15. I was like 15 going on 16 when we met. And he made promises to me because he knew what happened. He says, I wasn't there to protect you, but I want to be there for you and this baby. And I said, well, there's a chance the baby's not biologically yours. He goes, yeah, but I'm your man and the baby's mine. Right. So I'm like, okay, but what about your mom? His dad liked me. His dad was completely cool with me. He goes, if you love her, it shouldn't matter. That's yours. That's your woman. You know what happened. She didn't lie to you. But he betrayed me because he told me to meet him at the hospital. He wasn't there. So that's why I said, Dick will come and go, but the child will always be there. And my
Right.
child never stopped me from pursuing my dreams. She never stopped me from going to be a singer. I became a singer. I'm an independent artist. I went to producers. I was supposed to meet up with an agent that was in cahoots with Brooke Hogan. I didn't do that but you know what? Everything that we've discovered about the industry, y'all already know what I'm talking about. If you think about it, I dodged so many bullets. Look at look at it. I was supposed to go to the making a band with Diddy, dodged the bullet there. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
It didn't matter how you look and cut the cake. I dodged bullets. And all I kept reading and understanding was it's better for us women to learn what we're passionate about.
Right.
And just do it ourselves. You don't need to wait for a producer. You don't need to wait for an agent. You don't need to wait for a manager. You do it yourself.
That's right.
Right.
And a baby don't stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
I'm living proof.
Right.
I'm 17. I still had a job. I still went to college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still studying to be a psychologist. I'm still doing it. Like they don't stop you. Only you stop you.
Right.
You could do anything you want. You could do anything.
I think that's very positive and needed, because, you can get down, especially the circumstances you had or having situations where you're alone, don't have the help, and you feel like it's just over with for you, but it's not. In time, once you just build your mentality back up, you can do anything that you put your mind to. So that's a good thing.
Hey, do you mind if I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say, our situations and our backgrounds, we think alike, but our situations and our backgrounds are a little bit different. I got married at age 21. I met my ex-husband at age 19. And so, like, I've been married more than half my life. And so that, has shaped my perspective. But you're absolutely right. There's a difference between Dick and an actual husband, father, provider. And so, you're right. Dick will come and go, but the child will always stay. So I'm in perfect agreement with you on that.
Right.
Oh, and then
we had a question in
there. She said, have you ever felt separation anxiety from your partner? That's one of her other questions that we didn't touch on, but we could answer this one too. Go ahead, Gizelle. You want to read that one?
Shoot, I can barely see. Let's see. Do you ladies find it romantic for your partner to be willing to work on the friendship side as well as the relationship side of things if things are rocky? So do you find it romantic for your partner to be willing to work on the friendship side as well as the relationship side? What do you say?
Oh yeah, I think that the friendship has to be there. Yeah, we definitely have to be friends and lovers.
Right.
I don't think that one can last without the other, because there's gonna be some times when you won't get along or you won't agree, and just putting somebody on a pedestal, like you're just so romantically and hopelessly in love with them, but then you have to realize that they're actually human, they're not perfect, and so that's when the friendship kicks in, when you get tired and you don't want to continue and you don't want to work it out, the friendship takes over and you realize that they're not perfect, and you can find a way to talk with them and find common ground.
Right.
Well said.
I say, yeah, you definitely, I think that's romantic, and I think that's necessary, working on the friendship and the relationship side, especially if things are rocky, but even before they get rocky, because like she said, the friendship should kick in and prevail when the relationship side is like going a little sour, say maybe you're not in the mood for intimacy or, certain things, and that friendship side should allow them to, okay, maybe understand, maybe what are you going through, how you feeling, is there anything I can do for you, instead of it all, being about the other side, the intimate side of things. Friendship is a crucial component of relationships for it to last and be happily, because you can last and not be happy, but to happily, have a relationship. What do you say?
I agree. I agree. Like, you know, and because what if you have those moments where and to where you don't want to be intimate, where you sort of find yourself an asexual, you sort of find yourself not wanting to perform in sexual activities, and you just want to have fun, you want to laugh, you want to be, you know, childlike with your partner. I mean, the whole point of partner is that they balance you out and they understand those moments that you might have and he might have, they might have, whoever might have, um where they too may not want to perform. Maybe they're not feeling well, maybe they're going through something with their family. It's get, you know, people have to think of each other, not just themselves all the time, but then at this you have to balance out thinking about yourself. Here's my thing: if you have an itch like the kitchy kitchy yeah, you know, maybe you could just, I don't know, touch yourself and, you know, do it in front of your partner, whatever you want to do, but, you know, just give them their space for a minute. And that space might last 3 months. Who cares? So what? You cannot tell me the only thing that exists within your partnership is just the kitchy kitchy yeah.
Right, right. That speaking of 3 months in space, that brings me to a thought. What do you think about, because there are people who actually get married and want it this way, or just being long-term committed relationships. So what do you think about living separate from your spouse? Like, there are people who don't want to live with their spouse, visit each other's houses, like, and they're like married like that. What do you think of that?
I think
That could be sexy. Depends. It's not for everybody. It's kind of like homeschool versus your kid going to school with a bunch of kids. It's not for everybody. But if
my
it works,
my perspective on this has definitely changed. When I was younger, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Were you finished?
yeah, I'm finished. I'm done. I talk too much, girl. Please.
Okay. What I was gonna say is my perspective on this has definitely changed. When I was and a younger person, and I was married, I wanted to always be in the same bed. I always wanted to be almost joined at the hip. I wanted to be that, traditional marriage, like in the Brady Bunch or the Andy Griffith Show, or like that. But now I've seen the other side of it. Some of my friends are actually living in different households and they love it. You get a chance to have your own personal space, and so does he, and then you guys can come together. And like, no, neither one is cheating on each other. But then also too, like, if there's they're prone to arguing, then each person can go and to his or own space, and then like, I don't know, sometimes people snore at night, or one person likes the light on while they sleep, and one person likes it dark. And, I just don't think nowadays we just have to be joined at the hip all the time. We can still love each other, but give each other freedom to do what they want to do and to do what we want to do. Because, right, you got your own dreams and goals, and so do I. And so, and that's fine. We'll come together. I trust you. You trust me. This is not about like cheating or whatever. It's just having me time. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I'm down with that.
Gotta have trust.
I would want to live separate. I'm not going to live separate from my husband, but you can get them houses where you got the man cave, and maybe there's even a bedroom guest rooms that they can just go in, or a guest house in the back, or definitely time apart. Like, you can go places on your own, and then I go places on my own, or if it's like a couple of days, especially when people are really in certain industries where they have to travel a lot. That leaves room for the space and the yearning,
right,
that kind of like fades when you're always around each other.
Right.
So definitely the problem would be just being too at the hip, always around, always be upstairs, you be over here, go hang out with your friend. But for me, we still need to live together, but we can have a separate room too. We can you can have a guest house, or
similar
I want to live
concepts.
with my husband.
I would prefer it. I mean, honestly, if I had the choice, I would prefer to live with my husband. Honestly, but I'm not opposed to having different households. Like we both have keys to each other's houses. He can come whenever he wants to, drop by, announce, unannounced, same like that. Just free movement, come and go. And then
Right,
there'll probably be times when we are living together. But then maybe, like, well, what if he lives in a different state? But I need to go visit my parents.
right.
Like I'm gonna need to have my own residence, at least a little apartment or something when I need to go. Because my parents are getting older, and that's another part of being in a relationship as you get older. So like I'm 51, I'm about to be 52. And so
Oh,
my parents are
Girl, you don't
older.
even look it. Get out of here. You don't even look it.
Oh, thank you.
No, no, no.
1973, baby.
You don't even look at you. That's a flex, girl. That's a flex. You better flex. Come through, queen. Come through.
Yeah, thank you. But that's also an issue of mine. I have parents who are, getting older. They're not like spring chickens anymore. One is 73 and one is 83. And so, like, what if I have a husband in another state? I'm going to need to be able to move around, fly back and forth. And so, like, I mean, I'm trying to think about this logistically.
right, right.
I'm gonna have to have my own apartment or own house over here in Chicago, no matter what happens. And I've always wanted to have a second house, like in someplace warm. Because
Right.
Chicago gets really cold
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. The
You
summer,
think
the
like
summer
me.
home.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
want that
You
too,
think
like a
like
little
me. I want
summer
to get my
home.
birth house. I want to get my birth house from New Jersey. I want to get
Yeah,
the second house. And then I want to get some of the several houses that we lived in
that's
Florida and then go to
yeah,
Right.
Florida. Girl, I'm
girl. That's
Because
it.
Lily is in Florida and I'm
Okay,
in Chicago. So yeah,
me
we're
too. I'm in
already
Chicago.
right.
But let's say that let's hypothetically speaking, let's say I did have a husband who lived in Florida. We could live together, but there's gonna be sometimes I'm gonna have to come back and visit my parents to make sure they're all good.
Right. Yeah.
okay.
So we have to have two separate houses, like that.
Right. And we have to be uh on one accord, equally yoked, because
Yes and
it's
yes.
easier to do that with a trusting person. You got to worry over they having a party when I'm gone.
Look,
Gizelle, you get I said it's question.
Okay. I barely
You want
see. Okay, let's see.
you got it.
First, Cindy, I'm loving your perspective. What is your opinion towards at the age of experience would you marry again? Okay, so when would you marry again? And how soon is too soon for a man to propose?
oh gosh, those are good questions. All right, so uh first of all, I'm going to definitely pick a man that I trust, right? I'm going to pick a man with good character. So trusting him, when I marry, I'm going to completely trust him. Whatever he says it is, that's what it is. If he says,
Right.
um, I'm not like seeing any other woman, I'm just going to believe that. I mean, unless like the evidence is overwhelming and I actually see photos and videos, like that. But I'm going to trust my man, my husband, and I'm not just talking about what you call dick. I'm talking about the man that I choose to, be my life partner, my husband. I'm going to trust him like implicitly with my eyes closed. So, what was the question again?
And so, like, so would you be able, like, when do you think you'll be able to get married again? And how soon is too soon for a man to propose?
All right. Well, I think that I have abundantly healed from my past. I'm actually ready to get married again now if I meet the right person.
Okay.
And then actually, how soon is too soon for a man to propose? I don't think there's any like time limit on that. Like some people know right away and some people don't. I think that like for me personally, I need to like spend some actual time like in person
Right, right, right.
with them. I need to like have quality time and
Mhm.
conversations, and we need to be on the same page about things. We need to have discussed that. Now, if we can get that accomplished in like a year or something like that, then I'm cool with that. But like we have to definitely have like a lot of talks and
Right.
address certain things like, oh, do you want children or don't you want children? What's your position on money? Are you a saver? Are you a spender? What's your religion? What's your spirituality? Like we
Right.
have to have like gone through this. To have the different talks like that. What are we gonna do when we get mad at each other? Are we handling it? Are we hashing it out that night? Or are we sleeping on it and handling it the next morning? Like, how's that gonna go? So we have to have some talks.
Right, right.
This is a good question that Little Ninja has. She says, "Have you ever had people tell you that you spend too much time with your partner and you really don't spend that much time with them, like at all, barely?
Oh.
Like you don't really get to spend as much time as people think that you're spending time together."
Yeah, that's a good question.
I
Um,
haven't been told that. What about you?
I don't think it's anybody's business, honestly,
Right. That would
how
be
much.
very nosy.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody's business what goes on in my relationship and in my home. But she does bring up a good point. Quality time is, I think, a love language, and I think it's very important. Because when we talk about intimacy, it's not just about sexual intimacy or
Right,
physical intimacy. We're talking about emotional intimacy, right? Mental,
right.
spiritual, intimacy, like intimacy of the heart. I think that needs
Right.
to be there, right? Before we can even talk about physical intimacy. But there's intimacy on all kinds of different levels, and I think all of those are important. And so spending time with your with your mate is very, very important. So, like she said, we shouldn't be, as a kid say in school, we shouldn't be capping. We
Right.
should really be spending time like for real and not just at a movie at a party where it's loud music or the movie is taking place, but we don't actually get to talk. Because we could be in the same room, but watching TV is not the same thing as like being with somebody with no music, no
Right.
television, no
Mhm.
distractions, no books. It's just you and him, and in a t-shirt and some shorts. You
Right.
know.
I think that's where a lot of dating goes wrong because there are a lot of women that are admitting and that we would know, but that are admitting online in this men against women world we're living in, social media world, where they're admitting where they sometimes they just go on dates for fun, go on dates for the free food, just bored. It's really no real interest sometimes, and a lot of guys are, I think, some, not a lot, but some guys are not really thinking through that first date unless you're just trying to play, you know what I'm saying? But if this is something you're really courting, you're trying to invest your time in, you want to be serious about it, it's not about flexing how much money you got or going to the most expensive thing, and it should never be about you just have to spend a certain amount of money on a first date. Anybody that's requiring that of you is not, I would say, not for you. You should dodge that red flag right there. Or if you feel that you have to do that to impress a person, I don't think you're making a wise decision. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get to know someone, especially on a first date. Otherwise, you're gonna be breaking the bank out all the time, getting used and played out here. So definitely spend a little money, but have a limit, and try to think of things that can be done where you guys can actually talk. You're not just spending all this money and it's like a loud music playing. Okay, you do that, but is there going to be an area, a moment where maybe you go somewhere quiet to talk? There has to be that.
Yeah.
If this is something that you're vetting, you're serious about it. Otherwise, you just spending all your money and wasting your time. Y'all wasting your time.
Well, honestly, I think that and you know, he called me crazy, but I think that if if it's probably really hard to be a man, honestly, you
In
know,
this
because
age, oh yeah.
yeah, because there's so many expectations. Poor man, you know, that they have
Yes.
to spend all this money, and then maybe she'll call, and maybe she won't call, and you know, if he doesn't take her to this, that, and the third restaurant, then you know, and that's the thing. But here it is. I think that they should take that money that they were gonna spend a little bit of it, but invest that in some stocks or
Right, right, right.
you know, make some money out of it, because I think that if the woman really cares and really loves you, you
Yeah.
know, it really isn't about the money, because really what is really about is really about the energy, you know,
Yeah.
and the conversation.
Mhm.
Can we talk? Do we see eye to eye? Is there like a meeting of the heart? Is there a meeting
Right.
of the minds? Like, are we gelling together? Are we flowing together? Like, does this feel good? Does this feel normal? Does this feel right? You know, and they
Right.
say that if you are having a lot of anxiety and like your heart is racing, then that maybe that person isn't the one for you. The one that's supposed to be for you, you're supposed to feel relaxed and at peace. And do you feel that way when you're with them? Do you feel good in a sense of peace? And so it's not about the money. Nobody can buy anybody else, you know,
Right.
because at the end of the day, are we gonna go and lie in the bed with a fancy car? No. We're
Mhm.
not gonna lie in the car in the bed with a fancy pen or fancy clothes. We're gonna be with the man. And so
Right.
you know, there just has to be a real, genuine, authentic connection.
And a lot of things are not authentic. I saw a podcast where the lady was asking, she said, if you ask, he asked you, he texts you, what are you doing? And you said, I'm getting my nails done. And he don't ask you how much it costs. He ain't, leave him or something like that. I'm like, what? And then it was also like, if you tell him it costs, or if he does ask, okay, how much it costs, and it costs $100, and he only sends you that exact amount. What is that? Leave him or something like that. It's a lot of entitled, bougie, gold digging going on in relationships these days.
I don't want to hog the whole conversation. Did you want to say something, Lily? We haven't heard from you in a minute.
Oh no, I was listening. Oh my goodness, I was just listening to you, beautiful ladies, and agreeing with everything that you said. Before I hear the music going, and I see that Lizzie Small said something. I just want to read what she said real quick. I think people need to spend time with their partners without all the excuses. If you have excuses all the time, then the relationship won't work. Too many people live in relationships vicariously through their phone instead of the real world with their partner. And
Oh,
this
that's
is
very
true.
important. Yeah,
And then
that's
Lil Ninja says, when was the last time your partner brought you a single red rose? Now, of course, Ninja, this is subjective because not everybody likes roses. But go ahead. What's your answer, ladies?
flowers or anything.
Well, I love flowers. I love all the traditional things. I'm such a traditional woman. I love flowers. I love chocolate, dark chocolate. Um, I love like all of those things, and obviously, I love for any man just to show me any kind of kindness that's in the kindness of his heart. But it should come from his heart and not not be solicited by me. If he wants to do something like that, then cool, and then like that, I think those things come naturally. So those things should come from him without any prompting from us. If he wants to do it, that's good. And if he doesn't want to do it, no problem, because guess what? We were already doing these things for ourselves prior to him coming, right? We were already eating food. We were already getting our nails done. We
Right.
were already buying our own clothes, and we already have our own car, etc., etc. We didn't need him to buy these things for us. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
So I'm not expecting that. I mean, obviously I would love it if I had a man that did nice things for me, but I'm not expecting it, you know. And I'm definitely not asking for it either, you know. And also I'm definitely not looking down on him if he doesn't do these things for me, because we are not married. So it's a different, I mean, we move differently than when we're dating as opposed to when we're married. And so, you know, a lot of men are getting taken advantage of and taken to the cleaners. And so I don't want to be a part of that.
Right.
You know?
So that's why I believe in prenuptial agreement, so he can keep his shit and I'm gonna keep my shit, and everybody gonna be happy. Because then when we do give each other anything, it is from the heart. I'm showing you I trust your wallet, and you gotta let me keep what's in my wallet. You know, I earned it too, baby. All right, so
can you tell us about
go ahead and
anywhere where they can follow you before we get out of here?
That part.
Oh, okay. No problem. I'm definitely on Instagram. My Instagram handle is my first and last name, so it's Cindy Fullilove. That's
CINDYFULLOVE. Okay.
LOVE, love. Yeah.
Fullilove. I like that name. It's like, that's a beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
And I want you guys to follow me everywhere as well at Gizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide.
And please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Flawless Dreams LLC, and follow me on all social media platforms by typing in Lily the Goddess.
And until we meet again, it was great having Cindy Fullilove here. And until we meet again, good night.